what you're putting in. All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be
So that was Friday, May 1, and that's the start of the general community quarantine, or GCQ. So the reason why I showed those videos, that's our CCTV system, and that's our CCTV system. The reason why I show that is mainly because we would like to explain why Kalibo is making an effort to make it more stringent, to make it more strict. I'll shift to aklanan lang. Din the reason nga ginistriktuhan it mayad. So I'll be explaining a bit why. Of course, I'll be explaining executive order, both ni governor and the mayor, the similarities, of course, to innovations, or let's say differences. Baka differences, pero dugang it aton nga munisipyo it Kalibo. Mainly because nga aton nga problem sa makaron, unique ro Kalibo. We are the convergence of both commerce, governance, industry, almost tanan. And that makes it a problem for us nga nabutang kita sa agang. So, let me show you some of it.
there must be conscience, different things in different ways. There must be love, there must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. I was just a little girl when my mama.
So I promised to explain the executive order for the general community quarantine from the governor and the mayor, and it was released on May 1. The mayor's came in a bit late because it has to conform with the governor's executive order, also the executive order from the president of the Philippines. And but like I said earlier, there would be a bit of difference, and some of those difference, it's minute, but it gives there's an impact for LGU Kalibo. And basically what we have here are the salient points. So let me shift. It will be right here. So first one is that there would be limited movements of all persons, intended only to procure, buy essential goods and services, and working in offices or industries that are permitted to operate. Aklanan, I forgot. So, limitado dapat yung movement. We are not yet back to normal, even in the new normal, in a sense. Sa makaron, limitado gihapon o movement. Dahil wa pa ta kita wa pa ta kita kagawa sa community quarantine. It's still the general community quarantine. And I've met some people, I angered some people, nga warang sanda. The term is warang, which is naga Ilonggo, Lagaw, Tagalog, I forgot. But they're just roaming around aimlessly. And you're supposed to buy something. You're out because you have to buy something, di ba? Doon do ana nga kwan, doon do nga essential nga kwan sa enhanced community quarantine ag sa general community quarantine. But I intercepted these people. I talked to them. They're from other places. They're not from Kalibo. So, another problem. The problem is that they are not used to how strict Kalibo are. Sorry, yes, how strict Kalibo is. They're not used nga ro system iya hay striktong mayat. Maybe because nga during the ECQ or the enhanced community quarantine, the ibang banwa hay wa naga implement. I'm sorry to say this, but that's actually true. Pero ibang banwa wa naga-implement, and I don't want to name mga banwa nga ron, pero wa gid matasan daga implement during ECQ. Now, here comes GCQ, they thought na free for all gone. That's not the case. Again, salient points. Limited movement of all persons intended only to procure. Kung gabakay ka ing. Kung wakad ginabakay, you have no right to be outside. Or you're not supposed to be outside. Those working in offices, essential offices, like government offices, industries, nga according sa identified ron. Doon yung mga industries hay open ron because nga kinahanglan nga mag-operate. Electronics, I think, for some construction, government offices, agriculture, doon nga ron hay allowed mag-operate. Now, who are the ones nga allowed outside? Salient points number 2, and it's still again there. Anyone below the 21 years of age, say dagong 21 years old, and 60 years old and above, and those with health risks, and pregnant women, including those cohabiting with them. So, to explain na klanon, 21 years old below, hindi pwede. According nga sa atong PNP, kung nagatrabaho imaw, may ginapakita imaw nga ID, nga nagatrabaho imaw kung below 21 years old imaw, basta buko nimot minor, above 18 imaw, ginaalaw gihapon nanda. That's when I talked to our chief of police. Because the kid is working. And legit ra nga pagpanaw. So, okay. But those above 60 years old, may una man nga sagad ang exception. And these are decision makers, industry makers, or may legit nga work nga basta hindi nga sana mag-abot 70 years old. Because if I remember right, ruaton nga presidente naghambay nga 70 years old hay nga matsaang agang tumana nga kung i-allow ron dahil mas vulnerable sanda with COVID-19. So that's number 2. Now number 3, government offices at full workforce or alternate work arrangements. So government offices like us working in the government, we're actually the exceptions because we have to go to work full time, hopefully. But for those nga random mga offices, like some of the offices here sa LG Kalibo, yes, municipio at Kalibo. Sorry about that, because I touched the table and it does that. Hindi sila mag-iigo actually. Their office is actually too small for the purpose, and that's the reason why nga pakamayad nga ro iba hay gina-alternate man andang pagsugod. Agud hindi ma-violate do social distancing. Basically because nga para ma-maintain ro physical distancing. So another one. So number 4, and it will pop here. Malls and shopping centers can operate, but not those establishments and services meant for leisure. 21 and below and 60 and above are not allowed unless they have no choice. According to this, DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry has to issue guidelines to limit foot traffic. And also essential, number 5 is essential. Public and private construction projects may continue but guided by DPWH guidelines. Let me explain the number 4 first. Malls and shopping centers can operate, but they should be conducting social distancing. There should be one an innovation sa ibang countries is that to make use of the single lane. I mean, we use that in traffic, right? Sambilog nga one way imaw. So pwede imong nga obrahon nga one way. It's a good idea actually to avoid magbanggaan. Filipinos doesn't think nga kung magsubrangan hay hindi mag-infect. Most doesn't really realize that. So the reason kara para hindi mag-intersect pero mga tao. Then another one is essential public and private construction projects. The term is essential. Kung may imo nga project nga gapa ayos ka it imong nga balcony bukod at essential don. Pero ang gapaayos ka it imong restroom or let's say toilet or another term Filipino CR comfort room. Most foreigners doesn't really know what a CR is or comfort room. It's also a restroom. That's a Filipino term, comfort room or CR. Pinaka-common na CR. So that's allowed. But if you're, making beautification for your balcony or something, hey, it's not allowed. And then let's go to number 6. Amusement, gaming, fitness, and tourism. Close di ma'am. Amusement, like for instance, movie theaters. Although why kita movie theater is sa Kalibo. Ano pa? Amusement. Gaming. Like gaming sa mga computer shops. Fitness also, which is because of the crowd nga pwede mag-gather. And then tourism industries, basketball, volleyball, anything na draw a crowd, it's not allowed. It will remain closed. So tandaan yung naton, nga sarado dapat ron. Just like me, if you want to keep your health up, exercise, you can do that on your own home. Pwede maobra ron. So let's go to number 7. Number 6 kayo na. Let's go to number 7. And number 7 is a bit doozy. Abuin mo actually. So hotels or accommodation establishments remains closed, except may exception imaw. But that's not what you think. Those with existing bookings of foreign guests as of May 1, 2020. So, kung may una gagisa na nakabook, like for instance, dahil na-stranded yung mga foreigners, abo actually iya, bukod yung iya sa Aklan, kundi sa Pilipinas, yung mga foreigners, even some of them are bloggers that I know, nga na-stranded iya. So, they're allowed to open. They're allowed nga mag-continue. But they can't receive new guests. Those with existing long-term bookings, that's number 2 sa rayang nga 7.1, 7.2. 7.1 hayro existing foreign guests as of May 1, 2020. Agro 7.2 hayro rayang nga existing long-term bookings. Existing. May una gagi sa nga nakabook nga guest nga long-term anang pagtanar. Like for instance, 1 year imong nga nagbook karon ag iyat imaw hasta makaron, so it's allowed. It's okay. Okay, 7.2. Sorry, 7.3. Para sa hotels ay pwedeng magbukas or this is for distressed OFWs, stranded Pinoys, and foreign workers. Foreigners, not foreign workers, foreigners. So, 7.3 ay naga-explain nga daya nga ra ay open sanda kung nag-handle sanda mga OFWs, mga stranded nga mga Filipinos ag mga foreigners. So, allowed gihapon. And then 7.4 hay daya nga ra mga repatriated OFWs following the approved quarantine protocols. Agro quarantine protocols hay nakapanaog iya katon. It's the same quarantine protocols gagin set it national and the region. Unfortunately, as of today, it's what day is today? Today is May 5, sorry, 2020. And unfortunately, we have one overseas foreign worker, or a Filipino foreign worker, who just came back, to the Philippines, and he tested positive. He or she, I don't know the gender. So there's one among the 38. I forgot the number. 34. Nga gin repatriate. That's the first batch nga gin repatriate iya. Sa Bilucanday nag-test positive. One positive. Yeah, one positive. So that's the reason why nga gina-quarantine sanda, and they're quarantined in one of the hotels here in Kalibo. So 7.5 again, right there. Non-OFWs required to undergo mandatory facility-based quarantine. Sanday sinoro. It's those people nga bukod sa that OFWs wasan da nag-travel abroad, pero they were stuck in Manila or in Cebu or in Iloilo or basta outside the province of Aklan, and they're coming in to Kalibo, and they're mandated nga dapat ay mag-quarantine sada. So they can stay in the hotel, and they'll be monitored by our barangay health emergency response team. Kung siin nakabutang rin hotel karon do barangay nga assign karon sanda go monitor. So pwedeng non-OFWs imaw. Healthcare workers and other employees from exempted establishments. For example, those nga hindi halos kauli-uli. There are still some healthcare workers nga, that's the reason why nga we can't use our Aklan training, Kalibo at Atian County Inn as a one of the facility to handle let's say isolation para sa mga returning OFWs, or para sa quarantine. It's because nga aton nga County Inn is being used as a facility for frontliners, and it's been done since the start at ECQ. Pero ibabi hindi ka uli. So una sa nag-stay. Sorry. Number 8. So that's still number 8. It's nursery, kinder, elementary, and high school remains closed, while higher education institutions, colleges, or master studies can hold classes through flexible learning arrangements to finish the academic year 2019-2020. Kinahanglan niya matapos ro academic year 2019-2020, then they can hold classes, pero flexible dapat imaw. And again, social distancing or physical distancing is the key to that. Hindi pwede nga mag-iiba sa nasang classroom. Most of the classrooms here in the Philippines are packed together. It's really packed. So doon the reason nga kinahanglan nga mag-social distancing. That means nga flexible model, hindi pwede nga dungan ng taran. So that's number 8. So 7.5 again, right there. Non-OFWs required to undergo mandatory facility-based quarantine. Sanday sinoro. It's those people nga bukod sa that OFWs wasan da nag-travel abroad, pero they were stuck in Manila or in Cebu or in Iloilo or basta outside the province of Aklan, and they're coming in to Kalibo, and they're mandated nga dapat ay mag-quarantine sada. So they can stay in the hotel, and they'll be monitored by our barangay health emergency response team. Kung siin nakabutang rin hotel karon do barangay nga assign karon sanda go monitor. So pwedeng non-OFWs imaw. Healthcare workers and other employees from exempted establishments. For example, those nga hindi halos kauli-uli. There are still some healthcare workers nga, that's the reason why nga we can't use our Aklan training, Kalibo at Atian County Inn as a one of the facility to handle let's say isolation para sa mga returning OFWs or para sa quarantine. It's because nga aton nga County Inn is being used as a facility for frontliners, and it's been done since the start at ECQ. Pero ibabi hindi ka uli. So, una sa nag-stay. Sorry. Number 8. So, number 8. It's nursery, kinder, elementary, and high school remains closed, while higher education institutions, colleges, or master studies can hold classes, pwede hold classes through flexible learning arrangements to finish the academic year 2019-2020. Kinahanglan niya matapos ro academic year 2019-2020, then they can hold classes pero flexible dapat imaw. And again, social distancing or physical distancing is the key to that. Hindi pwede nga mag-iiba sa nasang classroom. Most of the classrooms here in the Philippines are packed together. It's really packed. So, doon yung reason nga kinahanglan nga mag-social distancing. That means nga flexible model, hindi pwede nga dungan ng tanan. So, that's new one. Sorry. I mixed up the numbers. It should be 9 instead of 8, but yeah, I think it's the same thing, but that's the correct number, but I didn't change it, sorry. So number 9, let's go to the second part. Number 9, medical practitioners and health workers in government facilities who traveled outside Aklan on vacation or on furlough. Furlough is like you stopped working for a bit of time and you have to go back. They have to undergo a 14-day quarantine in a designated facility. That means nga medical practitioners or health workers sa mga government facilities nga nag-travel outside Aklan on vacation sanda, and then or hiatus, nagpundo sanda sa trabaho anay for a while. Pagbalik na daya, they have to undergo 14-day quarantine. And it applies to all, by the way. If you're coming back from other provinces, you have to undergo quarantine. And it does not if you're a police officer or firefighter nga naghalin ka sa guwa, the same thing will also apply. It's the same. We can't have people going around even doing work, pero at the same time naga spread possibly it nga disease. So that's the reason why. And number 10, other medical practitioners visiting medical practitioners and their drivers, I'm reading, who left Aklan province unless for a valid reason shall undergo the mandatory 14-day quarantine. So, to explain more, in Aklanon, ibang mga medical practitioners, mga nagabisita nga medical practitioners, agro mga drivers nanda nga nagguwa sa probinsya Aklan, unless nga valid ron, unless nga ginsugo sanda nga mandatory, may anda nga travel order nga kinangan sa na magdaga at patient or outside Aklan, more often hay mga ambulance drivers nga gadaga at patients padot Iloilo, those nga uwa nakahuyap, they have to undergo a mandatory 14-day quarantine. Dapat may 14 days quarantine imaw. So how to avoid that for the drivers? And most of our drivers here, especially nagadaga at patients going to Iloilo, they don't go out of their vehicle. They let attendants at mga hospitals nga magbuo at patient from the back of the ambulance para hindi sanda magagawa sa ambulance. Once ka gumawa sanda sa ambulance, it's actually a reason dayon nga i-quarantine sanda for 14 days, and we don't want that. So doon the reason nga they don't go out of their ambulance. They have to endure the heat, they have to endure even hunger, they have to do personal business. They have to wait to come back to Aklan agdo yun nga chance manang makagawa sa andang vehicle. Number 11, that's 11. Visiting medical practitioners or health personnel who perform surgical and other special procedures should only be on one hospital, has to return to his province of origin, or undergo a 14-day quarantine before performing surgery or other special procedures in other hospitals or health facilities. So, dahil nga rin nag-apply ko amat sa mga specialists from other provinces. We don't have a lot of doctors. And that's not in Aklan, but in other areas even. And also, it applies to doctors coming from Aklan going to other places. So, kung mga nagabisita ng mga medical practitioners or health personnel na nag-perform surgical or special procedures, dapat pag abot nanda, diretso sana sa ruing hospital yan. Hindi sana pwede mag-jump. Usually, may andang ranang specialty nagakuan kanda nga mag-adto sa ibang hospital pagid para mag-treat the patient. Now, it's not allowed anymore. Kung request kayo mo sa halin sa ruing sa hospital, then that's just the hospital nga adto na nimo. And then you can't go to other hospitals. You have to go back to Iloilo or back or yung Capiz or wherever you are from outside the province of Aklan. If you have to do that, nga mag-adto sa ibang mga hospitals, then according to this, you have to undergo a 14-day quarantine before. That's 14 days nga mahugat to imong patient. 14 days before performing surgery. So, bawal. You have to go to just one hospital. Go back to your origin. If not, 14-day quarantine before you can go to other hospitals again. So, if you're willing to do that, then that's good and fine. So, we are on number 12. And this is actually choice kara. Although abo nga mga towns, abo nga mga banwa nga kasayod ako wa man gasunod kara. Especially sa motorcycle, they still allow people nga magsakay as a back rider. You're not allowed to do that anymore. So let's go to number 12, which is public and private transportation. Mandatory, by the way, nga magsuksok at mask, aga trip manifest for contact tracing if you're going around places. Let's go to the motorcycle. Some motorcycles, no back riders. If you have a motorcycle, you can allow people to ride, at your back, at the back of your motorcycle, not in your back. And then, for tricycles, 3 riders only, including the driver. For tricycle, dapat daywang row passengers na. And then, of course, there's a driver. So, tatlo man ang katao na makasakay. So, sa bilog sa frente, the front, sa front na, and then sa bilog sa back na. And then multi-cab. Those are for those who are not from the Philippines. It's a sort of a mini jeepney or mini van. Actually, it's not a van. It's a small vehicle, a really small vehicle. I don't know how to explain it. It's a small vehicle. 5 passengers. That included the driver. So that means the driver in front, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers. Doon na nga, pwede makasakay. So 1 driver, 4 passengers. That makes it 5. For jeepneys, you have 11 passengers for a 24-seat capacity. Kung jeepney ay 24 seats imaw, allowed gid lang ay 11. You have to have physical distancing gid na. And then for 30-seat capacity nga jeepney, there's only 16 allowed. Again, it's social distancing, 1 meter apart. So that's for jeepneys. Now let's go to bus. Before the bus, right here, commuter vans anay. These are usually used for by tourists. So these are vans. They're the allowed persons inside the van is only 8. That includes the driver. So that means 1 driver, 7 passengers. So for local minibus, maisot nga mga buses. Those are small buses. Small buses. So 16 passengers, including driver. So again, social distancing ron. Hindi pwede mag-iiping sa hindi pwede nga may kaiping imaw sa side. So social distancing again. So 16 passengers, including the driver. And for private cars, 4 passengers only, including the driver. So yeah, 4 passengers, including the driver. Now, transportation from one province to another province is prohibited unless naga-repatriate at OFWs or mga stock na mga locals nga gauli sa mga provinces. It's not allowed between provinces. Again, unless nga naga-transport ton it gauli ng mga tao. Businesses may operate between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pero nga usual nga business hours, 8 to 5. While banks may operate between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, almost regular yung doon nga work time in mga banks man. But, again, in workplaces, social distancing naghihapon nag-apply. Mass gatherings, those are prohibited. Fiestas, birthday parties, religious gatherings, it's not allowed dahil nag-gather in that area a lot of people. Anything that draw a crowd, there are a lot of fiestas or festivals in the Philippines, and for May there's a lot of them, so it's not allowed anymore. If you want to celebrate with your family within your home, hindi ka pwede nga mag-invite. You're not allowed to invite people from other areas. That's to stop the spread of the virus. So, curfew hours. It's again the same. It's 8 to 5 a.m. Han pareha mo, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Because nga community quarantine gihapon kita, wa kita nag-change, nasa quarantine kita. People think nga normal yun do sitwasyon bukon. So from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. the police and even our Tactical Emergency Operations Center will monitor the mga violators. Let me show you what I'm talking about. There, that's where we'll monitor you. Sorry. Let's go back. Okay, so number 17. Balik ya. Nakafocus? Okay. Those allowed to go back to work. Workers in the agriculture, fisheries, forestry, food manufacturing, workers in supply chains, like ink, packaging, raw materials, supermarkets, logistics, hospitals, water, energy, internet, important, telecom, and media. So, doon nga ron the mga workers nga allowed. Okay, workers in electronics and exports, e-commerce, deliveries of essential and non-essential items, repair and maintenance, housing and office services, but may maintain 50% to 100% workforce. So, depende ka na mag-maintain sa 100% ko workforce or 50%, depending on the capacity ana nga opisina. Again, they have to maintain physical distancing. I think sa construction work ay 1.5 meters ana social physical distancing. Mas mahaba ang magayo imaw. And then 17.4 workers under the financial services, business process outsourcing or call centers, non-leisure, wholesale and retail trade and other non-leisure services, 50% workforce man lang ro allowed. Hindi pwede nga mag full operation. It's just 50% of the workforce are allowed. So let's go to the last few parts. So these are new. Number 18. So new update on the QPass. Here in Kalibo, based on our meeting last May May 4, do existing nga quarantine pass nga ginagamit makaron hay pwede paghapon nga magamit, pero pwede mo transfer. It may be on your name, pero pwede mo transfer sa family member. Again, it's not transferable outside your family. It's within your household yun, ana. Number 19, again, no work pass needed. Only ID or proof of employment is needed. So kung may ID mo and that he's working, the police will honor it. Even if he's from other towns, like neighboring province, not neighboring province, but neighboring towns. Naman siya Banga or anywhere. Basta may working kwan imaw and he's working in Kalibo, like the national offices or national agencies, it's still okay. Just show the ID. Later, I'll talk about the certification that will be provided by the mayor nga magamit. By the way, key point sa number 18, the quarantine pass. Quarantine pass are only valid based on the governor's nga executive order, which is naka-state imaw nga quarantine pass are only valid in their own municipalities or in their own towns. That means nga bukod ni valid iya sa Kalibo. That makes it hindi rayon makasugod iya mga tao from other towns nga nagapakita man ng anda nga quarantine pass. So if they have their own quarantine pass from other towns like Tangalan or Malay or anywhere, Banga, Altabas, kung may quarantine pass anda, because of the executive order, it only states nga una lang sa inyo nga area valid imaw. Outside their own area, it's not valid. That means nga buko ni valid in Kalibo. That means nga quarantine pass nga nabuitan Kalibonhon, itang mga taga Kalibo, hindi pwede magamit sa Numancia or Banga or New Washington. It's not gonna work. That's the reason why nga certification high needed. DILG was saying haman kinahangan may certification. That's exactly one of the reasons why. Another reason why is that we want to let me show you again the video nga reason kung haman it nagabutang kita ito quarantine pass. Before ako mag-add to sa number 20 and number 21, which are the last two, haman kinhangan dito na may quarantine pass. Let me show you the reason why, and it's not even it's not even a normal day, pero it looks like this.
Ooh, happiness requires work every day. Oh, and if that someone makes you smile, it leaves you with a scar. Don't let them tell you what you feel or who you are. Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
So that's the reason why nga nakita ninyo nga the LG is implementing some sort of way para mabuhinan tao inside Kalibo. Okay, so number 20 and 21, right? So back there, number 20, and this is a lot of people is gonna be disappointed. Liquor ban is still in effect. No alcohol, no intoxicating alcohol. Soda are okay, but intoxicating alcohol are really It's really not okay. Non-Filipinos may be surprised why. And I understand because, you know, beer and even wine and even, you know, some of the alcohol, they're paired together with food while having dinner or having lunch. So, iya sa Pilipinas, or here in the Philippines, the reason why the government is banning the liquor or, you know, alcoholic drinks in the Philippines is mainly because it's being used as a norm where people can get together, and more than often there's gonna be a lot of people involved. It's not just Filipinos are a social group or a social individual. They're not used to drinking alone. It's like sometimes what I do when I was alone, you know, during the ECQ. So I was living alone. I'm not with my wife and kid. So while eating dinner, I also have a beer, and that's okay. Foreigners are used to that, right? Or, you know, as a couple, you eat, you drink. That's basically because it's part of you know, eating and drinking. But for Filipinos, alcoholic beverage are usually associated with, you know, groups of people talking aloud or having music or something like that, and it violates you know, social distancing. Again, gatherings or social gatherings is not allowed, and that's the reason why alcohol ban is still not allowed or prohibited. It's still in effect. Yeah, that's a double negative, so that makes it positive. Alcohol ban or liquor ban is still in effect. So alcohol is prohibited. But it doesn't stop you if you're drinking alone at home. It's okay. Just don't go out of the house, just like some proper idiots did, and we have lots of them during the curfew time, violating curfew. They're drunk. They go out of the house. Sometimes they get into an accident, which is really stupid. And lastly, that's number 21. Acts of discrimination. It's a big no-no. So, towards healthcare workers, repatriated OFWs or overseas foreign workers, Filipino workers who worked abroad before, non-OFWs, and COVID-19 cases, if they are confirmed, recovered, undergoing treatment. I'm reading in front of me. Suspected cases or persons under monitoring, they're denounced in the strongest term possible. So acts of discrimination, and this is actually in the governor's executive order. Now, some of the provisions for the mayor's executive order included certification for the mayors, from the mayors of respective LGUs. And again, it's because of the quarantine pass. They're only valid inside their own municipality. So certificates, certificates, they're given one time for one person once a week, just, to buy the essentials, not to go around Kalibo. And most of the mayors, I think Banga is allowing only 20 certificates per day. So that means 20 people are allowed to go into Kalibo to buy stuff or, do business or transact in the bank. Not do business, but transact in the bank. Again, rubainting aron essentials. So, it's actually most of this area
I gave it all to you for too long.
It wasn't para ma-lessen do infection. And again, because we have infection, go back, push na to. There's still an infection in Kalibo, and that's one of the biggest problems here. That's the reason why we are trying to stop the infection. And that's actually one of the reasons why we're trying to prevent any more, we were trying to prevent community infection. So, if you look at the whole setting sa Kalibo, kung tanaw natin do setup sa Kalibo, it is hard to manage. You think Kalibo, it's actually sort of a city, although we're not officially a city. Pero problem is iya tanan nagapunsok, iya tanan naga-converge, naga-collapse tanan iya tanan nagagadto. So if there's a local transmission, then it's gonna be a big ass problem. Sorry, it's gonna be a big problem. So we still have 2 positives. One is the one from Andagaw, who remained positive. We're still waiting for the result. And then there's this new one. And as of this morning, as announced by the gas. Sorry, that's acid. So, as announced by the Provincial Health Office, we still have 1 positive, and that's the one from Andagaw. And we still have another, and we have a new one, and that's from one of the overseas foreign workers nga naka-quarantine makaron sa one of the hotels here in Kalibo. So that's a significant change. But again, they were quarantined, and that's a good thing. There's no local transmission. Hopefully, not yet. Hopefully, it's not gonna be a there's not gonna be a local transmission, and we're hoping for that. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click on the subscribe button, click the like button. You know, makabulig na sa analytics na kon sa rayang channel. Yeah, and share this channel. I tried to explain as much as I can, but those are the salient points sa governor nga of course I mayor nga executive orders. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. This is Terrence Teriano for T3 Takmed, and I'll see you next time.